This is a massive stamp collection comprised of several dozen albums and hundreds of thousands of stamps, and I'm going to show you how I assess this collection in just a matter of minutes. To me, it's pretty obvious that this is the accumulation of a collector who has spent decades buying other folks' collections and then stripping the material that they need for their own collection. What I see when I look at this pile right here is just the leftovers after somebody has already stripped out most of the quality material. Starting out with these 4 or 5 albums right here, these are Postal Commemorative Society albums, and all of these are essentially the Beanie Babies of stamp collecting that you're going to find in almost every single collection that you run across in the wild. This 3-ring binder right here is full of random stock pages, and right on top of it is a First Day Cover Society album that again is very similar to those Postal Commemorative Society albums. This is a pile of starter albums as well as various stamp magazines and books, and then you have these boxes and boxes and boxes of loose stamps both on and off paper that number in the hundreds of thousands. All of these are fairly low value and definitely not what you're looking for when you find a stamp collection in the wild. I would value all of this entire pile of stuff right here somewhere in like the $300 to $700 range if you do the work to go ahead and split it up and list it properly on a place like eBay or on Facebook Marketplace. What I was really looking for is these 3 albums right here. This entire pile of secondary material only exists so that this collector could put together this 3-volume album right here of American stamps. This is the Heirloom album that is put out by Mystic Stamp Company, and these are very common amongst collectors, but are also comprehensive albums that you would expect an advanced collector to use. And looking on the first page of the album, we can already see problems. Now, this stamp right here is a very damaged but genuine number 1, the very first stamp issued by the United States, but when you look at these 2 stamps down here a little bit lower that he claims is number 3 and 4, these are actually 2 stamps that were cut out of a souvenir sheet that was put out in 1947 and are off by 100 years and obviously misidentified. This lack of proper identification can be seen throughout the collection. You can see right here they have the 1-cent Z grill, of which there are only 2 known copies, one of which is in the New York Public Library collection that was donated by Benjamin Miller, and the other one is going to be sold at auction later this month. He also has the spot for number 613 filled, which is a Warren Harding rare perf error. There are less than 50 known copies of the stamp, and when they sell at auction, they sell for tens of thousands of dollars. This lack of identification forces you to reconsider all of the identifications of every single stamp inside of this album, because most rare stamps actually look just like other common stamps but have minor varieties that have to be detected by an expert. And when a collector is comfortable filling their album with stamps that are misidentified, you have to assume that none of the stamps are correct until you get a chance to lay a hands on it yourself and really do your own assessment. This collector also has reprints that he doesn't try to hide but does identify as being not genuine, but these cause another issue. When the collector went ahead and pulled this off the page, you can see how firmly it is stuck down, and then when it's pulled out of that mount, you see that toning right there at the edge. This suggests that this collection was either 1, improperly stored, which is probably the case, and was put in an attic or a basement where temperature fluctuations and humidity could actually activate the gum and damage the stamps as they sit inside of the album. The other possibility is that the collector did not know how to properly adhere these split back mounts to their album, and either way, you have to be concerned that every stamp in this collection that is in these black mounts is similarly damaged. These reprints also raise another red flag because it means the collector was not concerned about the soundness of the stamps that was put in their collection. And so in addition to the reprints, you also have to be concerned about damaged stamps. These stamps generally sell for a 10th or a 20th of the value of a sound stamp and can deeply impact the value of a stamp collection. The rest of these 3 albums are full of modern mint stamps that would definitely be valued at a percentage of their face value, but unfortunately, due to the concern about damage, I really wouldn't consider them to be collectible, and so would only have value as scrap postage unless they prove otherwise. I would guess this collection is valued somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500, but I really suggest that you get a dealer who really knows what they're doing to take a look, because there could be some hidden gems in here.